want to say a few things about the way I work and the way this book got started in particular. This novel has been in my mind longer than any novel I've written. I never begin writing a novel until I know what the last sentence is. And once I do know what that last sentence is, I make a kind of roadmap in reverse to where I think the novel should begin. And that process from last sentence, which comes first, to first sentence, which comes last, is often about a year. It has been as long as 18 months. But once I get that first sentence, I then feel confident to begin writing the book because I know the action of the story. I know who the characters are. I know when they meet. I know when their paths cross again. I know if they live or die, and if they die, how. But here was the problem with this book. I knew so much about it 20 years ago, but not enough to know the last sentence. I knew there was a cook. I knew he had a pre-teenage son. I knew it began in a very rudimentary place in the northeastern United States. I knew that something violent happens in the beginning of the story that makes this cook and this young boy fugitives. I also knew why the cook had a son and why he had to be as young as he was. Because at the end of the novel, I wanted that boy, as a grown man, to have become a writer. And I wanted him to be writing the novel you're reading. Now that sounds like a lot to know, but the last sentence eluded me until January of 2005. I just couldn't get it. It's often the case with me that before there is a last sentence, I know what the tone of voice of that sentence is. Is it more upbeat than the rest of the text that precedes it? Is it a little pessimistic? The tone of voice is a precursor of that last sentence. And what confused me for the longest time with this book was that the tone of voice was one of elation. And I knew that the only one alive whose point of view I could be in was someone who had nothing to be elated about. So I thought I was making a mistake. And so I waited. And when I finally got the sentence, it was obvious. It was so obvious, I can't imagine why it took me so long. I was driving in a car, and I thought, oh, there it is. He felt that the great adventure of his life was just beginning. And I thought, for 20 years you've waited for that? I mean, that's really disappointing. And then I realized that there was more to the sentence. There was another part to the sentence that was still coming, as his father must have felt in the throes and dire circumstances of his last night in Twisted River. And I thought, okay, that's good enough.